If there weren't enough pre-game jitters before Maryland's home opener here in 2024, how about a delayed start almost 15 minutes now due to a scoreboard malfunction? Goalies tap, teams tap. We're going to play some lacrosse today, Ben.
And I think I speak for everyone when I say, let's do this thing. Let's get this started absolutely right now. We've been on the edge of our seats waiting for this in-state matchup, and now we finally get to witness it.
So let's try this again, once again. Tyler Lochte, Ben Strober. We're going to go down to the X, and hopefully we're going to have a start here. Eric Pacheco and Luke Weirman at the face-off circle. Here we go. And it's won by Weirman, no trouble. Here comes Maryland. Molliver back from injury. Terps are passing it around. Here's Erksa, who slips and falls. As Luke Weirman broke the record last time out against Richmond, and Loyola's going to have their work cut out for them. Pacheco and their other face-off guy is Carson Hall. Both of them struggling against Georgetown. Here's Syracuse, his first start today after 30-plus games off the bench as a Terp. Erksa giving it up. Syracuse, here's Spanos. Spanos trying to drive here. Still with it. He's going to pass it off to Syracuse. Spinning and passing it. This is good defense so far here from the Greyhounds. This is Chorus coming to the front. Nowhere to go. He'll have to pass it off again. This is Danny Maltz. Spanos over to Syracuse. Syracuse working on Mustang Sally. He's going to shoot it. Fell out of his stick, and that's going to go out of play. How about a stop for Loyola on the first possession? Oh, no, they're going to give it to Maryland. I guess there was a Terp there. Are the refs going to talk about this?
Yeah, Maryland gets the benefit of the chase. It was a shot that was deflected there.
So, again, refs talking it over. It looked like first they were going to give it to Loyola, but the refs agree, and it will stay with Maryland. After a little bit of confusion here, it's just been a weird day. We're only a minute in. You can see there, no contact. Here's Erksa coming around. His shot is blocked, and it's scooped up by Max McGillicuddy. So Loyola gets their stop. Their bench fired up. And after the delayed start, they came out ready. This is Luke Stout, their goalie. He's got it in his stick. He's going to have to clear it. He will. Mustang Stally on the ball. This guy was an animal against Georgetown. He's going to pass it up, and here is the Loyola offense for the first time. Evan James with it. He's the man to watch, working on Zappatello. Going to pass that off to Higgins. And now coming onto the field is Joey Kamish. 2 ground balls against Georgetown. Kamish cutting and passing it out. Minikis gets over to Houston. Now it's in the stick of James. He's always dangerous. James passing it. That's a good pass, a good look, and the shot goes wide. That was Poitras.
It's going to be interesting to see how Zappatello maybe shadows James. You want your best defender on someone as dangerous as him.
Pass goes to Higgins. Higgins trying to get some space. He's going to try a shot, and it's deflected by McNaney. Loose ball up in the air, and it's scooped up by the Terps. Colin Sharkey with the play. Here's Zappatello on the offensive end. His pass goes high and out of play. And this time it will be Loyola ball. So here comes the Greyhounds. Long pass up to James. That's a good idea, Ben, with how he's been playing. Matthew Minikis, the star freshman last year, after a year under his belt, you can only imagine how good he's going to be this time around. This is Binney. Loyola's taking their time. Dylan Binney pass inside. A shot, a bouncer goes wide there from Luke Murphy. But it's going to stay with the Greyhounds.
Yeah, they caught Jack McDonald kind of ball watching a little bit there. A lot of space before that shot. They're very fortunate that it went wide.
Petra bringing it in. He's going to have a look, and it's saved by McNaney. It's going to be a fight for the ball here in the corner. Loyola ball. Evan James with the play to keep it alive, and you can see McNaney just getting enough of it. Maryland happy to have him back. Here's James behind the goal, coming to the front, spinning around, looking for somebody to pass to. James still with it, working on Schaller. 40 on the shot clock here for the visitors. This is Murphy. Murphy looking for help. He'll find it. And hey, Berman. Hey, Berman to the front. Here's a rip, and it's deflected. Here comes Maryland back the other way. It's Alex Wicks who had it. Maryland slowing it down. Molliver going to wait for the offensive subs to come on.
And Wicks is the one who won that possession for Maryland. Did a great job at the short stick D-mid position, just not letting that midfielder get the top side. That's your only job. He did it to perfection, and then give him the ground ball there as well.
Kelly and Murphy. Whittier looking to join them soon. And here he comes. Maryland's got their guys. This is Urksa cutting towards the cage. Now coming to the front. He's going to pass it off. Here's Whittier. Whittier driving, passing it out. This is Murphy. Had the game winner against Richmond. Maltz over to Malliver. Here's Kelly. Kelly thought about it, passing it off instead. Whittier coming to the front. Tough angle. He scores! And Maryland strikes first. Zach Whittier with the goal.
Tyler Whittier, a guy for this Maryland team who kind of came onto the scene late in the season, was dominant in the Big Ten tournament, expected to break out even more this year. And how about that?
Yeah, that's a tough angle. Bench loves it. Took some time for Maryland to get going after it took some time for this game to get going. Zach Whittier, second line midi last year, had 20 points, playing in each of the season's last 12 games. And he strikes his first point, his first goal this season. Face-off X, Weirman winning it again. Cool and calm there by Luke Weirman. Maryland trying to play make it, take it right now. This is Molliver. He's going to give it over to Urksa. What a year he had last year. His freshman campaign could not have gone much better. Now he's going to cut. Take it behind X. Pass it off. Syracuse working on Mustang Sally. Still Syracuse. He'll give it off to Spanos. Sally picking him up and forcing him behind the goal.
This is the matchup they want.
Spanos coming to the front and giving it off. Molliver missed all of last year. He's behind the goal, coming around. Molliver scores! His first goal at SECU in a very long time. And it's 2-0 Terps.
What a special moment that is for Eric Molliver. You can see his bench going for him. But he recognized Sally, who just locked up Spanos behind the cage. They got that matchup again. Molliver sees that Sally is a step behind right here. Good recognition from him. He just takes it right at the front of the cage. That's an easy finish for him.
And look at him turning on the jets here late. See that acceleration? That's what makes a player like Molliver so special. Boys, Maryland happy to have him back. This is a Maryland team who returns 90% of its scoring from last year with the addition of Eric Molliver. A violation there on Pacheco. He's now 0 for 3. Here comes Maryland the other way. Urksa, right on that SECU Stadium logo. He's going to hold it. He's telling Weirman to get back. And the Greyhounds, they struggled last week, winning just 40% of their faceoffs against the Hoyas. But they only won 4 of 22 against Maryland last year, and they won that game by 5. So maybe they could find a way here again. But the defense needs to play just as good as it did last time. Stout was incredible as well. Here's Murphy. He's open, and he does not miss. His second of the year makes it 3-0. Terps are rolling here at CP.
This is when it gets tough when you're Loyola. When you fall behind early and you have someone as dominant at the faceoff X as Weirman, they get the violation, of course. But then Maryland, like you said, Tyler, essentially they start playing make it, take it, and you can't give Murphy that much space.
Again, he had the game winner in overtime against Richmond. Timeout Loyola. Maryland fired up. And again, after the delay, I don't think that you could ask much more from the Terps here.
You wondered what kind of energy this Maryland team would have after that long delay. What kind of energy Loyola would have. Well, the Terps have brought it.
They absolutely have. 3-0 to the hosts. We're going to step away here on Big Ten Plus. Don't go anywhere. There's a lot of lacrosse left to be played. And we welcome you back to SECU Stadium. Tyler Lochte alongside Ben Strober. And Ben, I think Eric Pacheco needs to start to figure some things out here at the X if Loyola wants to get back into this game. They're already down by 3.
Well, 3-0 is this game, or the score of the game, and 3-0 is the score Luke Weirman has over Pacheco, and that's got to change at this point if you're Loyola. You're never going to play catch-up with Maryland if you can't win at the X.
Here we go again. Ball is loose, scooped up by Mustang Sally, who lost it on the ground again. It's a scramble for it. Urksa's got it. He's going to give it up to Malver. What a play there by Urksa, but there's a hurt Maryland Terrapin. That's Alex Wicks, who's had such a good game so far, and the trainers are going to come out to him. He is so important to this team. Remember, no Dante Schrader this year in the short stick D-midi rotation. Wicks, an exceptional player, is back this year. Let's take a look. Can't quite tell there what the issue is on that replay, but this is a guy you can't afford to lose. Alex Wicks is a special player at that position.
And Wicks, it looked like he may have got tied up a little bit going for that ground ball.
So we are going to step away as Alex Wicks is tended to on the field. Alex Wicks helped off the field one of Maryland's primary face-off wings. And a short stick D-midi in an already depleted position for Maryland. What's the importance of that role on the team?
I mean, you're the grit guy, essentially, on the defense, and arguably you don't have a more important position than maybe the LSM. You got to be able to guard some of the best players on the other offense.
Violation on Maryland's going to give the ball to Loyola. And they are wasting no time trying to get back into this one. Evan James. He's going to hold it. And wait for his guys to come in off the bench. James looking for a pick from Sally. He gets it. But looked like he lost control of his stick there for a second. He was trying to get a shot off, but could not find the grip. This is Patra with it. Giving it off to Seth Higgins, the senior. Higgins giving it off. Patra. Over to Kamish. Kamish working on red. Back over to Higgins. Higgins to the front and all the way over. He'll pass it off again. Loyola looking for the answer. Evan James on Zampatello. 20 or so on the shot clock. Loyola running out of time. This is Minikis coming around. He'll shoot. Saved by McDaney. Loose ball. Still on the ground and picked up. Loyola gets a fresh 60. This is Higgins to the middle. Shooting. Bouncer that goes wide, but Patra was right there. And Logan McNaney back in the cage for Maryland. One of the best in the country before he was injured against Loyola last year in just the second game of the season. Houston pass in front. McNaney's there again. A great save in his return to this stadium. And he has been lights out so far. You know, but when we were watching Richmond versus Maryland, you brought up the point that McNaney just needs to see some shots to get back into the swing of things. He looks to be back on track. I mean, my goodness, he is tough to crack.
It looks like the stone wall that Maryland is very used to, and they sure missed him last year. All the credit to Brian Rupel, who was phenomenal as his replacement, but McNaney is unmatched.
Yeah, Rupel just a freshman. Future is bright for him. That's his job going forward. Here's Spanos. Still with it after he fakes the pass, spinning around. Shot is saved on the line. That's fantastic from Stout. And here come the Greyhounds the other way. That's Remy Reynolds. Loose ball. Zappatello scoops it up. You can't make a mistake when number one is around. And it's in the stick of Molliver. How fitting for Molliver and McNaney in their first game back at SECU to have such an impact already. This is Jack Brennan. Brennan's going to take it behind the net. Close defense on him. Brennan passing it to Spanos. Skipping it over to Syracuse. Here's Urksa. Urksa cutting. What a move! And it goes just wide, but a flag flies. I think this is going to be a man-up opportunity here for Maryland.
It sure is, and Urksa, former Big Ten freshman of the year, he saw that no one was right here in front of the crease. He tried to go for that crease dive and just a blatant hold right there on the crease. Sometimes you know he's going to score. You got to do whatever it takes to prevent it. I mean, how about the save right there? Stout got a stick on that. That was pretty impressive from him.
Yes,
but Maryland will be man up.
Stout was unbelievable last year against Maryland. How about this stat line? 19 saves, giving up 7 goals. You'll take that any day from your goalie. He was elected a team captain by this group. They love number 15 in goal. And he has kept this game close. Maltz to Spanos. Urksa over to Kelly. Back to Urksa. Here's Spanos again. Molliver. Chorus. Maryland taking their time picking apart this defense. Urksa over to Spanos. Chorus. Molliver behind the cage. Coming to the front. Here's Chorus. He'll rip it. And that's saved again. stout again, and he's starting to get hot. Goalie battle these last few minutes, Ben. You got to love that.
If you aren't going to win at the face-off X, you better hope your defense and goalie play can make up for it. It's 3-0 Maryland right now, but it could be a lot worse. Stout is dominating in the cage.
And again, McNaney has been great so far as well for Maryland. Here's Evan James. Got 3 past McNaney last year before McNaney's injury. This is Davis Lindsay working on Nick Red. This is the matchup they like on a shorty. Lindsay comes around and puts it wide. And McNaney, how about the goalie picking up the loose change? Zappatello clearing it for Maryland. Alviti, the grad student, up to Molliver. Here's a rip from distance, and it's in. George Stamos with the goal. A red shirt last year. How about the West Potomac Wolverine letting it fly? 4-0 Maryland.
And Stamos listed as a defensive player, not used to seeing him with the short stick, and he says, if you're not going to pick me up, I'm going to take this for myself, and boy, did that shot look good.
This guy is an unbelievable athlete, the redshirt freshman. He was all-state 6A in football as a junior, Ben. And how about 30 goals and 31 assists as a senior at West Potomac to lead them to their first regional title. No stranger to shooting. And what a shot that was. Weirman trying to win another one. Skips it over to Chorus. That is just a masterclass at the X there from number 52.
And, if you're Loyola in this position, something has got to give at some point. You got to figure something out because playing on the road in a stadium that they've never won in, it really almost becomes insurmountable, and especially if you're going to continue to give up those face-off wins. They got to find some way to get it going.
Some cracks in Maryland's wall here at home last year. They're looking to rebuild that reputation. At SECU Stadium is impossible to win on the road at. Molliver, great game so far. He's going to give it off to Urksa. Back to Molliver behind the cage. Mustang Sally working on him. It's that shorty matchup again, Ben. Both teams looking to exploit that all game long. Urksa thought about shooting it. Gets over to Daniel Kelly. Molliver cutting, passing it. Urksa rips it. It goes wide, but Maryland is there. Coverage by the former Calvert Hall Cardinal, Daniel Kelly. Top 10 recruit out of Calvert Hall. Maryland out shooting Loyola by just 1. Kelly goes down, he loses it. Max McGillicuddy with a great play. And here comes Loyola the other way. Let's see if the offense can get by McNaney this time. 1:33 to go in this first quarter. Patra to Evan James. Ajax Zappatello on him. What a matchup this is, Ben. James to the front, looking for space. He finds none. That's great defense there by Zappatello. Joey Camish. He's got the shorty Will Sharkey on him. Transfer from Vermont, one of 3 Vermont transfers that John Tillman has brought in this year to try to help out the defense. Here's a spin and a save. McNaney again. This Maryland defense firing on all cylinders. How about Jack McDonald running that ball down and getting it back for Maryland? This is Stamos, lost it. Loose ball. Stamos trying to scoop it. Chorus comes in out of nowhere and saves the day for Maryland. That's his second ground ball here today. Got one on a face-off earlier. Clock is winding down, 25 seconds and counting. Syracuse in off the bench. He's used to that, but he started today, his first time in his career. Pass inside, here's Chorus off the post. Spanos gets it back, though. 7 seconds. Number 7 rips it off the post again. Zapatello tried to skip it forward. That's how the first quarter's going to end. The woodwork saves Loyola twice in the last 10 seconds. Oh, boy. We've got ourselves a heck of a game. Don't let this score fool you. This is still a battle. So, again, Maryland up 4-0 here at SECU Stadium in their home opener. Loyola trying to win here for the first time ever, but they're going to have to climb out of the hole. You're watching Big Ten Lacrosse on Big Ten Plus. Don't go anywhere. Tyler Lochte, Ben Strober back here with you at SECU Stadium. The Maryland Terrapins up 4-0. Thanks in large part to two guys that they didn't have for almost all of last year, and one of them, Logan McNaney in net.
Logan McNaney, talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and he's just someone that was so excited to get back on the field. And that Loyola game is where he got injured last year, and he said it was really tough to have to be on the sideline for pretty much a whole 12 months now, an entire calendar year of him having to watch. And since he's been back, he's starting to get his confidence back.
And then on the offensive end, Eric Moliver back, and he made an immediate impact as well. You can see right there the two guys back for Maryland. And a switch at the faceoff X here for Loyola as Carson Hall, who won just 1 of 8 faceoffs against Georgetown, is going to try to beat Weirman. This guy was unbelievable in high school, but he can't crack the code against one of the best in college. Weirman dropped it, and it's picked up by a pole for Loyola. That's Chase Gregory, the sophomore, making a nice play. Mustang Sally trying to get it clear, but it's picked off. Moliver with the play. He's going to pass it over to Ursa. Maryland says, let's slow things down. A rare mistake there by Mustang Sally, one of the best short stick D middies in the nation. And here comes the Terps offensive subs. Elijah Stovall in this game. His first action of the year. He's wearing number 44. Here's Moliver, number 4. Working around. Moliver to the front. Giving it off to Stovall. This is Braden Ursa. Nifty move. Pass to the middle. Loose ball. And it's scooped up there by Houlihan. The Bayshore, New York product from the powerhouse that is St. Anthony's. The Friars, one of the best programs in high school lacrosse, a contender for the Natty every year. High pass there, corralled by Binney. And here comes Loyola, scoreless in that first quarter.
This possession is huge. The defense for Loyola, you got to give them credit where it's due. They've played pretty well, seen a great game in cage from Stout, but to have no goals through the first quarter, that just makes it tough. They got to find a way to help out the defense that's tried so hard to help them.
Here's Binney. Getting aggressive, giving it off to James. He'll give it back to Minikis. Directing traffic from X. Somebody's got to get open for him. How about this defense from Maryland? Minikis with some patience here. Now he's going to come to the front. He's going to shoot, and it's saved by McNaney off his foot. That'll go out of play. It's going to stay with Loyola. The on-ball defense, or excuse me, off-ball defense from Maryland, incredible there. Minikis tries it. That time it goes wide. Again, Loyola there to cover it. Adam Patra with a nice play. So Loyola has taken now 12 shots. That's the same as Maryland. 4 of them on goal. Benny with it. Working on Sharkey. Benny spins, gets some space, but Zapatello covers. And it's picked off by Will Schaller. Schaller taking it into the offensive zone. He'll give it off to Moliver, and he's going to retreat. Nice interception there from the long pole. He's going to have a bigger role this year. Urksa dancing around. He'll find Brennan. Murphy. He's got one already. Looking for more. And Whittier coming in off the bench. 44 seconds to work with for Maryland. Whittier trying to create space. He'll give it off to Brennan. Brennan to the sophomore Urksa, working his way towards the cage. Good job by the defense to direct him away as it falls out of the stick of Kelly. And it is scooped up. Here comes Loyola. It's Remy Reynolds with the play, but this is a loose ball. Zapatello forcing a turnover. And a long pass over to Colin Burles. Here comes Maryland back the other way. Really liking what I've seen out of Zapatello. That number 1 carries a lot of weight, Ben, and he's been really, really good. But a violation gives it right back to Loyola. Minikis with it. He'll hold. We've seen his patience. He's not panicking yet, despite the score. He knows that Loyola has an explosive offense, but 18 goals past Georgetown. They're still very much in this game. This is Kamish switching it. Here's a shot and a goal. Right on cue, Matthew Minikis makes it 4-1.
Talk about explosive offenses in Loyola. Those 18 goals against Georgetown. And this is a game of runs, Tyler. Maryland up 4-0, seemingly in complete control. But Minikis, can this be the spark for the Greyhounds to get it started? We'll see.
Matthew Minikis, 4 goals and a ground ball. Last time out. It's his first of this game. A violation there is going to give it to Maryland. Here's Spanos. Working on McGillicuddy. Syracuse to Moliver. What can Moliver and this offense do as a response? Moliver trying to get a pick from Spanos, but didn't have enough room in the middle. Here's a nice pass to the middle, but Corus didn't find a clean look. Moliver skipping it. Irks a nice move. His pass gets away. And look at the defense there trying to push it forward. And it goes backwards. Loyola ball. And it's a good look, but the pass is tipped away. How in the world did Colin Burles get a piece of that bet?
Just a heads-up play to put the stick up. If you see you got someone behind you, all you can do is put it up and hope. And in that time, it pays off for Burles.
That was a good idea there from Mustang Sally. He was looking downfield. He had Patra wide open. But an unforced error here from Maryland is going to give it back to Loyola. 4-1 here in College Park. After the delay and then a slow start, once we finally got underway, Loyola finally finding the back of the net. Now they're trying to cut this lead in half. This is Kamish. To Matt Houston, the grad student. Houston cutting. He scores on a bouncer. Had a matchup that he liked against Syracuse, and he takes it. Experience and confidence from the grad student.
Doesn't get any better than that. You come onto the field and off the bench, and you get that head start. You get past. The slide is coming, and you know that. So to bounce it before it can get there, you can't do it any better than that.
He took a huge hit after that. Sure, it won't matter much to him. Timeout called by John Tillman. Loyola is right back in this game. How about Matt Houston, his third goal of the season out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's a big one. That's a really, really, really big one.
Well, head coach Charlie Toomey, he's been doing this thing a long time. 19 seasons with the Greyhounds, of course, won a national championship, came up just short of the Patriot League championship last season, but this is a coach that knows how to get things going.
So we will step away. Loyola with 2 in a row here in College Park. You're watching Big Ten Lacrosse on Big Ten Plus. Welcome back to College Park. Tyler Lochte alongside Ben Strober. We've had a fun one so far. 4-2 is the score. Maryland with a lead, but that gap is closing.
And that's what we said from the start of this quarter is how can Loyola get on the board and how can they use that to make a run of its own? And they've done just that. Ajax Zapatillo tied for 15th in caused turnovers in program history now.
Eric Pacheco at the X. Loyola's won just one all day. Pacheco had it in his stick for a second. It's still loose. And Chorus again with the ground ball. Alviti had it for a second. He's just going to give it back to Chorus. But Jack Chorus has done a fantastic job today scooping up ground balls. It's really, really helped the team. And what a great choice by Coach John Tillman to have him as the wing on the faceoff. He's proven his coach right.
He's just one of those bona fide pieces of this Maryland offense. And that's why on paper, when you look at who's back, why they're so highly touted this season.
Urksa directing traffic. Somebody has got to get open for him. Similar situation to what we just saw at the other end from Minikis. Now Urksa says enough of that. He takes it himself, tries to bouncer, and it goes out of play. It's going to stay Maryland ball. Jack Brennan bringing it in. Nice look for Molliver, but a great save there by Stout. And here comes Loyola. They can make this a one-goal game. Well, we talked about the explosive offense from the Greyhounds and how they were held scoreless in that first quarter. It's not something you can expect to stay the same. I mean, once they get going, Maryland's got to really lock it down. It's in the stick of Evan James. James coming to the front. Alvidi on him. And he will pass that off to Haberman. Haberman working on Stamos, who scored his first goal in his career earlier today. Haberman to the front, a nice spin, and he scores. What a move by Haberman, and it's 4-3.
Wheels starting to come off the track a little bit. You get the matchup that you want right there. Haberman recognizes he's got Stamos on him, so a quick turn. You get that separation from the shoulder, and that's a really nice job to finish on that near post. That's just where McNaney wasn't able to cover. McNaney, not the biggest guy, but really great at protecting the near post. Not in that case.
How about Loyola scoring on their last 3 shots on goal? It's 4-3. Face-off win there by Weirman. He'll pass it off. Kelly rips it. It's saved. Kelly scoops it back up, though. Pacheco was spun around in the face-off circle, and Weirman just took off. Here's Syracuse. First start trying to make it a memorable one. He'll give it off to Kelly. Switched over to Spanos. Spanos to the middle. Here's Syracuse, a rip and a goal. And it is a special first start for Ryan Syracuse, his second of the year.
Sometimes all it takes to end the run is to see one go in the net from yourselves. And Syracuse, a right-handed guy, but looking good with the left hand on that shot. Too much separation for him.
And again, this is a guy who is very experienced in the white and red. This is his 34th career game. He picked up 14 points in his career coming in, 10 of which coming last season off the bench, poised for a bigger role. He's already got 3 this year. And it's 5-3. Weirman working at the face-off X, making it look easy. Loyola has still just won 1 face-off. Maryland with 9 wins so far. This is Urksa waiting for reinforcements. Brennan with it in his stick. He's going to wait for Murphy, who's got it now. 55 seconds. The ball's in number 55 stick. And here's Maltz. Maltz didn't have the angle. He goes around the cage, comes back again, shoots while falling, and it's saved by Stout. That ball's still up in the air. Urksa didn't see it. Still loose. It's a yard sale. Sticks on the ground. Mustang Sally's there with the ground ball. A short stick D-Mitty making a play.
It's a must-have ground ball. Loyola trailing in this game. You can't afford to give Maryland extra possessions. That's a huge play by the DM.
Alex Bean taking it up the field. Loyola setting it up, looking for another response. Poitra. Gets back to Kemish. And here is Matt Houston. 3 goals this year. He's going to rip again, and McNaney denies him this time. Here's a long pass. Here's McDonald. Loves to shoot, but passes it, and Urksa scores! Long pole assist. 6-3.
You cannot run the break any better than Maryland just did, and it all starts with McNaney making that save. But what makes him such a great goalie isn't necessarily what he does in the cage, it's starting that break with McDonald. Great job recognizing when you get to that point, you're going to have that guy down by the crease, and who's better to have down there than Braden Urksa, top cheddar from the sophomore.
Well, Luke McDonald has built up a bit of a reputation over his career as a trigger-happy pull. This is a guy who has taken 12 shots. He scored on one of them. That time he picks up an assist. Heck of a loose ball here. Who's going to get it? Still loose. Fight for it right in front of the goal. That face-off gets all the way back to Luke Stout. What a battle.
It looked like Kelly tried to maybe hockey it in there.
Not every day that you see a goalie picking up a ground ball from a face-off. That's what happened there. Patience here from Loyola. Patra giving it off to Seth Higgins. This is Minikis working on Stamos, who's already been beat once, but he had a goal as well. Minikis might be looking to make that score back in Loyola's favor against him. Instead, he passes it inside. No look. Here's James, who didn't have a look at the goal. It's dropped by Minikis. He gets it back. It's good on-ball defense from the short stick, Colin Sharkey. Long pass goes over and out. Maryland ball.
Those are the passes you want to force if you're on defense. You want them to have to skip it from one alley to the other. That's a tough pass to make, especially with the offhand.
Spanos with a long pass. That's perfect to McNaney, who has no lack of confidence clearing the ball, but this time Burles is going to do the business for him. Here's Alviti, left open, rips it, no. Put it wide. And the eyes of a pole, they get so big when a shot opportunity comes. And Alviti looking for his first as a Terp. Now, he's an interesting case. He had 14 goals and 10 assists in 51 games for the Catamounts. No stranger to the score sheet. Here's Moliver turning, and Stout is there. Sally again with the ground ball. He lost it, somehow got that pass off. But here's a pass that goes over the head of everybody. Minikis picks it up. Evan James with it. Almost 2 minutes to go in this one. Here's Sally. He'll rip it. What a save, McNaney. 2 points in the opener for Mustang Sally. Couldn't find his third of the year there. McDonald with a nice catch. And Maryland's going to reset. I think it's safe to say that Logan McNaney is back. My goodness, has he been excellent here today. Brennan working on Michael Callahan. Callahan trying to keep him out wide, and that's exactly what he does. Maltz. Haven't said his name much today as he passes it over to Urksa. Urksa coming around and picked up whistle. Loyal ball.
It's big possession right here for Loyola, Tyler. You'd like to get at least one more on the board here. Go into the half all the way down by 2. That'd definitely be a win considering the 4-0 start for Maryland.
Here's Higgins to James. Maryland's done a good job of keeping him in check so far, but I have a feeling it's not going to continue all the way to the end. Joey Kamish working on red. Kamish cutting, spinning, and passing. Gets to Minikis here. Higgins rips it, saved, McNaney again. And Loyola is starting to get forced into bad shots here, Ben, by this Maryland defense. Out of play, though. How about the ride there from Loyola?
Great job. They got that double team on the long pole right there, and they smartly call timeout to set something up here.
And again, that's a good timeout there from Coach Charlie to me. He sees the importance of this possession, especially with the troubles at the face-off X. If you can keep this a 2-point game going into the locker room, world of opportunities to come.
Yeah, this possession pretty much means everything for the first half. You start down 4-0, getting dominated at the face-off X, and this was a good chance right here from Higgins, just an even better save from McNaney, but all the troubles at the face-off X. If you go down only 2 goals at the half here on the road in a place that you've never won, I mean, that's a lot to look forward to as a team in the second half, and you can kind of regroup, refocus, and get ready for a run in the second half if you want to come away with an upset here.
So again, Maryland leads this series overall against their in-state rival, the Greyhounds, 21-4. Well, this is interesting. So on Maryland's game notes, it says 22-3, and on Loyola's, it says 21-4. That's the mark of a real rivalry there, a disputed finish. Doesn't get much better than that, does it, Ben?
It doesn't, but since Tillman has taken over this Maryland program and Toomey with Loyola, it's a 3-2 advantage in favor of Tillman. So this would be a chance here for Toomey to get his first win here in College Park, of course, and also get even with legendary coach John Tillman.
So Loyola, in the history of this rivalry, has never won 2 in a row. That could change today, and what could also change something that we've been talking about all game long is the fact that Maryland is 7-0 in College Park against the Greyhounds.
And you mentioned it earlier, Tyler, the wall essentially that you've built in College Park, the domination at home, some cracks in it, as you put it last year, of course, falling to Michigan at home, Johns Hopkins as well. They were a beatable team at home. They were beatable, period, and we saw it in the NCAA tournament.
Exactly when Army came in. Let's see what Loyola draws up here. Last possession of the half. It's in the stick of Evan James, a playmaker. 9 points in Loyola's opener. He'll give it off to Patra. 12 seconds. Patra coming around. Red, good defense. Pass to the front. It was a good look for Minikis, but he didn't have it in his stick. McDonald ripping it at the buzzer, and it's stopped by Stout. That was a good opportunity there for Loyola, but Minikis could not find the ball. It hit off the top of his stick. I think he would have scored it if he caught it cleanly, and instead it's 6-3 at the half.
That was a big chance for Loyola to go down 2 at halftime, but to think of where this game started with the domination at the X, a 4-0 Maryland start, this isn't the worst spot to be in for Loyola. They're certainly in this ball game right now.
Again, reminder, Loyola won just 4 of 22 faceoffs the last time these two teams met. It ended in a big-time win for the Greyhounds. Can they do it again? Looking for their first win here in College Park, but Maryland, with their returning stars, trying to say, no way. It's 6-3 to the Terps with 20 minutes to go. So we will step away here on Big Ten Plus for the final 30 at Lacrosse. Welcome back to College Park. I'm Tyler Lochte. He is Ben Strober, and what a thrilling first half it was here just north of the nation's capital.
And Maryland got off to a really hot start on the offensive side. Eric Molliver with his first goal back at SECU Stadium after an injury. Special moment for him, and just domination from this Maryland team from the beginning, but it was the goalie play that kept Loyola in it for most of the time.
Yeah, the goalies, McNaney and Stout, they have been outstanding. Only 9 goals between these two teams. Should be a lot more.
It's really been great for this Maryland team to have McNaney back, but Loyola started to go on a run of its own.
Yeah, they did, cutting this lead down from 4-0 to 4-3.
And at one point, it just really takes a game of runs. You could see a nice move coming there from Haberman, but Loyola kind of found its groove a little bit towards the end of that first half. Maryland got a couple more to make the score 6-3, but Loyola very much in this game.
This is a Greyhound team that has faced adversity under Charlie Toomey, and you can see right there the biggest difference coming from the X.
Luke Weirman has been dominant. I mean, they've tried throwing a couple different options. We've seen Carson Hall get a couple face-offs in favor of Pacheco, but nothing has really mattered for Loyola. Weirman, he's got the most face-off wins in Maryland program history for a reason. It's because he dominates seemingly every single week.
And an interesting stat here, as you see that 9-2 in face-offs. Last year between these two teams, it ended 18-4 in favor of Maryland, and Loyola won that game. That's perfectly twice those numbers. And we are going to head back down to the face-off circle. It's Eric Pacheco in there, looking to win this for Loyola and get them the ball to start here in the second half. It's a battle for it. Weirman flips it up to himself. Right down Broadway. He'll pass it off. Molliver over. Urksa! Saved by Stout, who picks up right where he left off. A very quick possession sees Loyola effectively start with it.
Well, how about that? All the things we just discussed in that welcome back, all on full display right there. Maryland dominating at the X, but Stout, the Loyola keeper, getting it done.
Certainly starting to make a name for himself. He has been outstanding here today for the second straight year against Maryland. Matt Houston working on Red, makes it fall. Nice move. This is James to the middle. Spinning and shooting high is Patra. But it will stay with the Greyhounds. Again, they've never won here at SECU Stadium. Houston bringing it in. Picked up there by Schaller. Houston looking for somebody to get open for him. He gets a pick there from Minikis, who's got the ball in his stick now. 20 seconds to go in the shot clock here for Loyola. Minikis working on the shorty Red. Spinning, passing it, it gets away. Evan James runs it down. Only 7 seconds to go there for Loyola. James rips it, a bouncer that goes over. It's going to stay with Loyola, but they've only got 3 seconds. Are they even going to try anything here? They will. Shot clock goes. Maryland ball. Good defense from the Terps. The first time that they are called upon here in the second half, Ben. This is McNaney. Switching it across. It's a tough pass, but Maryland gets it clear. Sharkey to Red. Red, a bouncer to Molliver, who slows it down as the sun comes out here at College Park. Beautiful day. 62 degrees, a little bit of a breeze. And Syracuse cuts on Sally. He's going to loop around and pass it off to Chorus. Spanos to Maltz. Sally sends him behind the net. Now we'll come back to the front. Here's Chorus. Driving, passing, and Molliver directing traffic. He's got 20 seconds to work. Goalie even comes out. He's going to take it. I think that hit off the helmet of Stout. A save's a save. This ball's still loose. Shot clock resets. Maltz to Chorus. Chorus lost it. Out of bounds. Loyola ball. Good defense here from the visitors to start this half.
They've started to bring those double teams at Maryland. Maryland's had so much success, finding that short stick matchup, and the slide hasn't necessarily been there every time for Loyola, but much quicker to slide so far in the second half, and that's paid off.
Patra. Kamish. Loyola working slowly. Haberman working on Stamos as Haberman goes down. Gets back up, gives it off to Binney. Back to Haberman, 30 seconds on the shot clock. Haberman to the front, a pass gets away. Diving forward, doesn't matter. Maryland ball. Good effort there by the Poles, and the refs making Ursa step back. That allows Loyola to set up their defense. Here's Ursa. Didn't have the look he wanted. Maryland's going to put in the guys that they want. As Molliver cuts to the front. Ursa waiting on him. Here comes Murphy. Kelly to follow. Kelly waiting on Sharkey to get back. He will. And here comes Daniel Kelly. He's got it in his stick. He'll switch it over. Murphy spinning. Still with it. And passing it off finally to Whittier. 40 on the shot clock. Here's Maltz. Maltz to the front. Tough shot. And it's going to be a race for the ball. And it's won by Maryland. Whittier. Good hustle.
A little bit of an extra dive. He waited until after the whistle to make that but look good doing it.
Whittier taking it in. We'll give it off to Murphy. To the near side, Ursa. Ursa, nice pass. Maltz to the front. Whittier takes it and misses it wide, but Molliver is there. Molliver. 14 seconds. Molliver cutting. Tough shot off the post. The post saving Loyola again as Sullivan takes it down the field. That's the third time Maryland has hit the woodwork. This is Matt Houston. Joey Kamish. Whistle goes. I think Maryland might want to review this for a goal. Now remember, the new replay rule, Ben, you can take a look. Maryland wants to try to put a goal up on the board. So here is the shot they're going to be looking at. Did this go in? I don't think so from that angle. What do you think, Ben?
That angle, there's really no way to tell. This is going to be a better look at it here. And you could see Maryland thought it might have gone in.
No.
From there, that
that's
did
not
not
a goal.
go in whatsoever.
I'm not sure what Coach Tillman saw. I don't know if they've got a replay coach. I know that's how it is with football. But from this angle here, I did not see that ball go in. That's a fantastic look from our crew.
And Tyler, you have to remember, in lacrosse, with the goal line extended, the ball, it isn't like football in the sense where you just have to break the plane. You have to get that ball all the way across the line. And you can see there that not only did the ball not even cross it completely, it didn't even break the plane. That wouldn't even be a touchdown on the football field.
So the rules for college lacrosse are the same as football, where it's got to be clear and obvious to change a call on the field. And, Ben, that call was no goal. There's nothing there, I think, to make this 7-3.
Yeah, we get a pretty good view of that goal exactly from up here. And from our angle, we saw a couple of the Maryland players celebrate, but, they didn't necessarily have the right angle, and it looked like the officials in the moment got the call right, and replay is going to confirm that most likely here.
So the coach will get only one challenge per half, I believe, till the last 4 minutes. That's an early challenge there from Coach Tillman, and it's not going to be successful. Again, I just wonder if there was another coach who took a look at it.
Well, they have 30 seconds to take a look at it before having to throw the flag, and that's what Maryland did.
Yeah, this did not go in. You can see it here clearly off the post, up and out. Either I'm missing something, or that's not going to stand. Is there a rule that states maybe if it hits the inside of the post? I mean, I just don't know. Yeah, that looks clear as day off that right pole and out.
It's probably as close as you can get to scoring without actually scoring.
A few inches to the left, and there's no need to challenge. You know, I saw a similar goal last year. I was on the call for the Maryland-Notre Dame game with Matt Dunn, and we were both very confused after there was a goal scored and they upheld it without a challenge. It rippled the net. But let's take a look at some of the other scores around the Big Ten, and a good day for the Big Ten, Ben, except for Michigan, who trails at Virginia.
And I think that's the game that a lot of lacrosse fans had circled for this weekend. Of course, Maryland and Loyola, a very compelling matchup here in College Park, but Virginia and Michigan, those are two top teams in the nation, and the Cavaliers are putting it on the Wolverines.
The Wolverines, the defending Big Ten champions, they beat Maryland in the state of Maryland twice last season, once here and then once at Homewood for the Big Ten title. They went to the tournament for the very first time.
See Hopkins winning over Georgetown. Those are two teams that lost last week, and Georgetown in danger of falling to 0-2 on the season. Hopkins could get a big win.
And let's take a look at the upcoming opponents for Maryland. Again, I'm not really sure why this challenge is taking so long, but Syracuse, what a game that's going to be. And then Princeton, that game on Big Ten Plus. We'll be here again for that one. And Notre Dame, who's #1 in the country, I wouldn't say that's an easy 3 upcoming for Maryland.
All of those games are going to be challenging, but that's a matter of fact that the schedule in the Big Ten is going to be challenging regardless. They have Brown on Big Ten Plus following that. But then #3, Virginia, who will be here this year. Maryland took them down in Charlottesville when they were the #1 team in the country last season. So that one is going to be a big one here in College Park. And then, of course, Michigan, Penn State, who has risen to the occasion in the past year as a lacrosse program.
Again, I'm just not understanding why this review is taking so long. I know that the review system is new to college lacrosse, but to me that seems obvious. And remember, it has to be obvious in the other way to change it, but I'm looking down. These refs are still watching this back. I don't know. So we've got another situation much like the one that we had before this game started, where everybody's just sort of standing around. The only explanation that I could have here is that John Tillman challenged something besides the goal. Well, it looks like we're going to get an explanation here. Maryland's bench seems happy. I don't know why, because that goal is waved off. So we're scratching our heads up here, and it's going to stay 6-3. Okay. But that's big, Ben, because there goes Maryland's challenge.
It's a charge timeout as well.
Right. So after all of that, we're exactly where we started. It's Loyola ball, and they're looking to cut into this lead. That's Higgins. Passing it behind the goal. Menikis coming to the front. He shoots it wide. It's going to stay with the Greyhounds. Evan James bringing it in, working on Zappatello. What a matchup. James gets a pick, gets a look, and it's deflected by Red, who ate that shot. How about the short stick D midi putting himself in harm's way for the good of the team there. You talk about grit, guys. That's on full display.
Should be no surprise to anyone, and especially everyone in the Maryland uniform. Red has been that guy for this Maryland team now, and he's having to step up in a big way. Dante Trader no longer playing for this team, and how good was he last season?
He was unbelievable. That was Maltz, who didn't have a clear look at it. He'll give it off to Syracuse. Nice cut there by Syracuse, but too far out to really make a difference. Urksa working in, shooting it behind the goal. Maryland ball. Good job by Chorus. Chorus working on Mustang Sally. Spanos to Urksa all the way around. Here to Molliver. Big hit off ball. Syracuse goes down. No flags. 20 seconds, shouts the Maryland bench. Terps need to hurry. Molliver giving it up. Urksa deflected. Syracuse scoops it. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Spanos covered well. Pass inside. It's Maltz. Oh, what a goal. Spinning and scoring. It's 7-3. Wow. Look at this pass and an even better finish with, 2 on the shot clock. Ben, I look over and you're at a loss for words.
This is just veteran level play of lacrosse from these Maryland Terrapins. Spanos hears that the shot clock is winding down, and he just gets enough separation and to somehow even see Maltz flashing towards the crease right there to find him. Maltz has to catch and in one motion turn and fire into the top right corner. That's unbelievable.
7 different players finding the back of the net. Weirman winning the faceoff. Here comes Maryland again. Weirman passing, Murphy spinning. McDonald, he loves to shoot, but opts out of it that time. That was just beautiful lacrosse. In one motion to catch it and fire into the top corner as well.
That's the kind of talent that Maryland brings in and year out. Guys that can make plays like that.
Danny Maltz, his 3rd of the year. May not have a better looking one than that. Whittier passing it off. Here's Maltz again. This time it goes wide. Ref's going to give it back to Maryland.
You can feel that momentum drifting a little bit towards Maryland's way right now.
Here's Urksa. Behind X. Puts Sally on the ground. Murphy deflected. But Urksa finds it, and Stout makes a nice play. Excuse me, that was Remy Reynolds put down. Couldn't see the length of his stick because it was under him. Remy Reynolds, by the way, got to give a quick shout to him out of Baltimore, Maryland, goes to Rutgers, comes back home. Saw Coach Charlie Toomey on that press box interview with Glenn Clark talking about how he couldn't bring in grad students, but he has a lot of them opting to stay, 8 of them. That shows you the culture that he has built. There's a lot of guys want to stay and play for him. Minikis switching it over. Here's James. Zappatello's been on him all game, keeping him quiet. It's Pacho. Ball defense here from Sharkey. A shot is saved. Haberman had a good look. McDaney out in no man's land trying to get the ground ball. Here's James. Has to fling it back. Loyola can reset. Luke Murphy switching it over. Short stick matchup. Here for James. Stamos Just a freshman on him. James takes it right into the stick of McNaney. Logan McNaney, as advertised, coming off that torn ACL. Sharkey over to Murphy, who says, let's calm down. 4-goal lead as the subs come in.
It was another save from McNaney, and he's had a lot of shots at him, but those are the shots he wants to face. You want to get those shots from 12 to 15 yards out. Those are ones he's going to save most of the time.
Syracuse passing it. Chorus. Back to Syracuse. Here's Spanos. Cutting, shooting, saved. That was Stout again, but it's picked up by Maryland. Long pass to Syracuse, who starts things back up. Spanos fakes the pass. Now he skips it over. Murphy! Bouncer that goes wide. And it's still Maryland ball, but just 15 seconds on the shot clock. Urksa, the ambitious sophomore, to the front, loses it. Mustang Sally scooped it for a second. It's still on the ground. Shot clock goes, doesn't matter. Mustang Sally raising his stick saying, count that as a ground ball. Gotta love that effort from number 23. Now, there may not be anything that a short stick D-Mini loves more than scooping up some loose change, Ben.
Something about this Loyola defense that's been so fantastic today. Maryland's got theirs, but Loyola has done a great job. The offense has got to pick it up somewhere.
It's been so fun to watch James and Zappatello battling it out today. Here's Kamish, deflected wide. Good job by Patra there to keep possession for Loyola. That's Colin Burles on him. Red switches over. Pass gets away. That is some speed there from McDonald. Excuse me, that's Stamos skipping it. Urksa slowing it down. Here's the shot and the goal! It's a pull goal for Burles, and it's 8-3. Nothing gets a bench more rowdy than a pole goal. And here's a beautiful shot.
It started with Burles on the other end. He forced that turnover, which Stamos had the effort to chase it down and set it up. Urksa saw Burles cutting in, and he's no stranger to getting the ball in that territory. And these poles, they like to make the most of any chance they get to shoot the ball. And in that top corner, nothing you can do about it if you're Stout. I know he's frustrated, but Maryland loves it.
Weirman trying to win another face-off on Pacheco. That's Chorus coming in, trying to scoop it. Whistle, Maryland ball. Weirman does his job yet again. Man, is he one of the best or what?
It's been no answer all day for him.
12 of 14. We talked about it coming in, that despite dominating at the X last year, Maryland couldn't find the goals. They've got 8. That's one more than last year. Open look for Oliver. That's the post again. 4th time as number 4 looks on. Syracuse is going to bring this out. Take a look at how close. Off the top. Off the crossbar. Loyola getting a lot of help to keep this just a 5-goal game. Here's Spanos. Sally on him. That's now 8 different goal scorers today for Maryland. Nifty moves from Spanos as he puts it behind the goal for Oliver. Here's Chorus dancing. And a nice save there by Stout to keep it out. A whistle. Thick foot in the crease. Gives it back to Loyola. So Chorus, he was awfully close. He was a little bit too close, you could say. And You take a look here.
Yeah, he fell in after the shot. Well, pushed
like he
in,
got
more of that matter, but violation all goes the same. You don't score it, they call it.
If he would have scored, that would have been after. You're right, Ben. Minikis with it behind the goal. That's Canfield on him. High pass. Here's a shot off the foot of Minikis. That's got a sting. He's running around. He appears to be okay. He's going to stay with Loyola. Clearly in some pain, though. And that's not a guy that you want to see less than 100%. Patra spinning on Stamos. Bouncer. How in the world did McNaney get to that? He truly is special in the cage. We have a fantastic goalie matchup on our hands. And oh, by the way, Loyola may have their second scoreless quarter of the afternoon, Ben.
It's Maryland defense as advertised, especially with McNaney in the cage. A lot of question about Zapatello wearing that number 1. What kind of loss would they feel after Brett Makar, of course, getting drafted to the PLL, but they seem to be in good hands. He shut down the number 1 option for this Loyola team all game.
It's been fun to watch. Jack Brennan holding it until 20 seconds. Now he'll take off. Here's Kelly. To Whittier near side. Back to Kelly. Kelly. Whittier. High pass. Molliver. Shifty. Pass to Maltz. He scores at the buzzer. Danny Maltz with 2 fantastic goals in the third. And it's 9-3.
And that goal is only possible because of the way Maryland Lacrosse has played offensively today. It's been a team-oriented game. They passed up on a bunch of shots they could have taken. Instead, they get the easy look for Maltz, and they'll head to the 4th, up by 6.
Welcome back to College Park. A beautiful day here at the home opener. I'm Tyler Lochte. He is Ben Strober. And the Maryland Terrapins have held Loyola scoreless in 2 of the 3 quarters so far.
Man, a lot of critics came for this Maryland team after the game against Richmond, having to go to 2 overtimes with number 20. How about number 12 in the nation here today? And this defense is dominating.
How about Danny Maltz, by the way, there on that goal, and then a rip from Burles, the pole. And this one at the buzzer. 5-hole. Maltz one away from a hat trick. Not going to jinx it, but Maryland's got a heck of a stat when it comes to those. Battle for it. That's going to go Loyola's way. That's just their third face-off win in now 15 tries, Ben. And that's a big one because you really think that Loyola wants to get started quickly here in this fourth quarter. It's Seth Higgins who's got it. Higgins giving it off. Here's Houston. Working on red, the shorty. Gets over to Kamish. Working on Sharkey. Take it behind the goal. Still Kamish. She'll pass finally to James. Loyola's had trouble all day. Break it down, this Maryland D. Houston. Kamish gets space. Shot saved. McNaney standing on his head in goal. That's number 11 for him. Fun fact, that matches Stout's work at the other end. 22 saves from the guys between the cage today.
And Tyler, we're in the fourth quarter now, and that entire possession, a minute gone from it. You're Loyola. You're trailing by 6 goals. Maryland, you get 90 seconds offensively before you even have to register a shot on goal. So these goals are going to have to start coming quicker from Loyola because Maryland has been ball dominant today.
Here's Whittier working on Stank Sally. To the front, spinning, passing it to Urksa, flipping it back. Here's Kelly. He's got space, and Stout denies him. And that's a good ground ball, too, by Stout to reach out the stick. That's some comfort in goal from the senior. That's his 12th save. Make that 13 now. I think stat broadcast might be off on that. I think it's 12-11 in terms of saves. May have accidentally put one in. When there's so many saves, it's tough to keep track, Ben. That pass gets away, and you can't have many of those in the fourth quarter if you're Loyola.
Terps defense has just found ways time and time again throughout this game. Nothing has been easy. They found a way to shut down Evan James, the best player on this Loyola team, and everything else has kind of fallen into place as a result.
Here's a pass up. Oliver ripping it wide.
And you think Maryland relies a lot on McNaney in the cage on that play. You see him all the way up at the midfield line just to clear it. I mean, he's so good at clearing the ball when he does it from the crease, but he can come all the way up to midfield to get things started for Maryland. That's what makes him versatile.
Syracuse up, spinning. Working his way into the middle, and he'll give it off to Spanos. Spanos has done a great job setting up others today. Syracuse passing it behind the goal. Oliver. Pass gets away from Maltz. It's going to be a battle for it, and Maltz wins it. Maryland's got 13 seconds. Here's Spanos cutting and scoring. Eric Spanos finding the back of the net. And it's 10-3. Number 7 makes it a 7-goal lead.
That possession could not have gone any worse if you're a Loyola Greyhound. Maryland takes 80 seconds off the clock, and it all just to end with the Spanos basically chip shot right there on that inside post.
Yeah, he's not going to miss those. Eric Spanos 2 assists, now a goal to go with them. I believe that's Maryland's 9th goal scorer of this game. A whistle here. Loyola ball. That's their second consecutive face-off win. It's Spanos' second of the season. Seth Higgins with it behind the goal. Loyola starting to run out of time. Higgins and Sharkey both number 24. James to Houston. Houston dancing around with red. He'll fire it over. That's a good pass inside, but I don't think Patra was ready for it. Here's McNaney. 11 saves from him today. Not sure what the refs.
They need to reset the shot clock.
There you go. It's Maryland getting it clear. That's Joshua Kaufman, a grad student. His first action this year as he takes it over. Big cheer from the crowd.
Just look how much time Maryland has to work with offensively. They don't have to be in any rush whatsoever.
Here's Whittier. It's been a very impressive performance for Maryland. There was some doubt after that game against Richmond. They have been all gone now. Maryland not taking their foot off the gas either. Here's Murphy. Nice pass. A shot from Whittier goes over. And Erks is going to bring it back in.
We'll rant and rave about the defense all game long, but how about the balance and the depth from this Maryland offensively? 9 different goal scorers is ridiculous.
Here's Erks up to the front. Erks off the post. Maryland should have like 6 more goals if not for the orange woodwork. Dominant from Maryland in the shots department. 42-26.
Yeah, we talked before this game, Tyler, and you said it was going to be won at the face-off X, and Maryland has won that battle, and that's why they have the lead they have right now.
It was an early morning. We get here, the delay, the monitor's off, and now, just like the Terps, we're rolling. It's good to be back here in lacrosse season. This is Davis Lindsay working on Alvidi. Pass to Patra. Patra lets it go. Haberman on Sharkey. Minikis. Wonder how his foot's doing after taking that shot a little bit ago. He seems fine. It's a nice dish and a good look there for Patra, but couldn't find the goal. 20 seconds on the shot clock. And if you're Loyola, you're starting to get into a territory now, Ben, where you need goals. Can't have many more empty possessions, especially if you're not winning faceoffs. They've won the last 2, though. That shot blocked, picked back up, deflected again, and somehow kept out. McNaney fighting for the loose ball. He's going to have to get back in goal. Shot by Minikis. Fresh 80 on the shot clock, so I guess they're going to call that a turnover by Maryland. Terps hope they used the whole thing. Haberman, nice shot, but it's saved again by McNaney. That's his 12th. And here comes Maryland back the other way. Stamos getting that ball clear. And again, no need to rush here as Owen Murphy puts his arms up and says, let's slow it down.
And Tyler, that last goal for Loyola came with 6:34 to go in the first half.
That's crazy. So they got all 3 of their goals within about half of that second quarter. Nothing besides it. That's a good pass by Murphy. Maltz almost had the hat trick if he would have caught that pass. And here comes Loyola the other way. McGillicuddy, who has done a nice job at the short stick deep midi roll for this Loyola team. Sally skying it into the corner for Davis Lindsay, working on Zappatello. I don't envy him. Lindsay spinning, trying his best to get any separation. Zappatello had his stick right there. Picture perfect defense from number 1. And another long possession here for Loyola. That's exactly what Maryland wants. Higgins. Great pass. That's Houston. That's a well-worked goal, but it's not going to count. So Maryland takes it the other way again. McNaney getting it clear himself to Red.
That just shows you how things have gone for Loyola offensively today. Almost perfectly executed, as you mentioned, and just the right foot, the toe, stepping over that line erases everything.
Yeah, it looked a little bit too perfect. Too good to be true for a team that hasn't scored in some time. Here's Whittier. Passing it off to Brennan. Thought about it. Now he'll take it. Nice save there by Stout. Whittier's pass is deflected. Murphy's going to have to get on his horse, and he saves it just in the nick of time.
Still 50 seconds to work with.
Yep, because of the save that adds some time back on. 13th of this game by Stout, who has been just that. Here's Whittier. To Murphy, over to Urksa. Urksa driving, kick save. Nice job there by Stout. And again, time is added. 14th save from him. He's done all he can to keep this close.
What can you even do here if you're Loyola? You got to find a way to get this ball back.
Maryland's had so much of the ball between the faceoffs and these long possessions. They've had time to get good looks, like this one. But Kelly can't keep it on target. 23 seconds in the shot clock. Whistle goes. Is Loyola going to take a timeout? They will. They just need to get the ball.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to have to discuss in this timeout. They're going to start doubling or what they're going to do to try to get this ball back, because you don't have enough time left in this game, down 7, to let Maryland work the clock all the way down and get another shot.
So we are going to step away. 7-point game, Maryland with the ball. You're watching lacrosse here on Big Ten Plus. Welcome back to College Park. Tyler Lochte and Ben Strober. It's always fun to be up here on top of Tyser Tower, especially on a beautiful day like this. And for Maryland, this day has been worth that early wait. They have looked unbelievable. After that rough first game at Richmond, they seem to have figured some things out. And how about this move here from Maryland, just to drop that in the corner? That's perfectly placed there for Erksa. That's a veteran move. No need to get more goals. You trust Luke Weirman. You trust the defense. You just want to try to use as much clock as possible and play some risk-free lacrosse.
Yeah, and Loyola called timeout, likely there to try to figure out a way to get the ball back, but that gave an opportunity for Tillman to tell Erksa, go put the ball down in the quarter and run away from it.
So here's Loyola on the other end. They're putting in some of their bench guys. Austin Cody in. Good one-ball defense there. It's over to Brady West. West setting a pick for Lindsay. Lindsay, nice pass. That ball is loose. Looked up in the air. And it's corralled by Minikis. This is excellent defense as that gets away from Cote. Burley's trying to win it, and he does. An effortless ground ball from number 40. And you wonder if Maryland's even going to shoot here, Ben. They might just do the same thing we saw from them last time. Got to respect Charlie Toomey putting in some of the bench guys who've certainly earned it. With all the effort they put in off the field. Coach John Tillman doing the same. Griffin King. Off to Stowball. High pass gets away. Burles, illegal touch. Loyola ball. The Greyhounds will take it into the offensive zone. Pass over to Lindsay. Davis Lindsay, the senior, dancing around the cage. Can he get a shot off? He can, and he scores. Heck of a goal there from Davis Lindsay, his first of the year. And that makes it 10-4.
Sometimes you just need anything going out of this game to give you a little bit of momentum, maybe a little bit of confidence going forward, because they hadn't scored since about 6 minutes left in the first half. So you never want to get shut out completely in one half.
So that is going to do it for Logan McNaney. Weston Schmidt, redshirt sophomore, in the cage. What a day for Logan McNaney. 13 saves for him. Gives up just 4 goals. Weirman back on track from the X. Loyola Don, A.J. Larkin in the game. You called it beforehand. How'd you know? Terps offense passing it around. Elijah Stowball taking it behind the cage. Daubert on him. That shot goes wide. Elliot Dubik will bring it back in. This is Onagi. A pass. No shot was available there for King. Here's Dubik coming around on Sally. He cuts. Now he's going to try to pass this off. This is a great opportunity for these guys to get that in-game action. It's a team that builds for the future. This is Kevin Tucker across. There's a shot and a goal. Elliot Dubik with the cherry on top for Maryland. An assist from Kevin Tucker. Another Loyola Don. How about that finish from Dubik?
That's so special for Dubik and his entire family, all Terp lifers. His grandfather, his father, his brother, all those that came before him in the Terp uniform. And Dubik on the field at SECU Stadium. You can see the emotion from him. Gets his name in the score sheet.
That's so cool to see for Dubik. What a moment for him. And that face-off is going to be won by Shea Kiefler. Doesn't matter who's at the X. For Maryland, everybody's getting it done. And Maryland can just hold this thing out. How about Dubik, though? Out of Winston Churchill, the Bulldog. When you think Bulldogs, you think of blue and green. What a win for Maryland. Took them overtime to beat Richmond. And now they take care of business at home to Loyola. 11-4, and the Terps look to be a scary team again. And John Tillman is now the second most winning coach in UMD. Huge win for Maryland. Yep.
Before that came for John Tillman. What he's done with this program is something special. Every single year, this team shows up to play at the highest level, and they did that today and then some.
They get some revenge on the team that ended one of the all-time runs in college lacrosse. And again, Maryland taking this game. You know, we looked at the experts beforehand, a lot of them picking Loyola. Bulletin board material, a dangerous thing for the Terps, who take care of business in a big way here today. I want to thank our director, Jacob Hunting, our producer, Henny Wolkoff, and the rest of our fantastic crew here at Big Ten Plus. Maryland takes their home opener 11-4 for Ben Strober. I'm Tyler Lochte. We'll see you next time out against Princeton.